Assalamu alaikum, welcome back friends to another video. Always in the series about Kotlin for beginners, we are going to learn about sets. So let's get started. Always learning about sets, always in the module of collections. We learned about lists in the previous lesson, and today's lesson will be around sets. So the main thing about sets to remember is that they don't allow duplication. Okay, that's the main characteristic. If you have a set of integers, for example, and you insert 1, 2, and 3, if you try to reinsert the number 2, it won't get reinserted, okay, because it's already there. Same thing for other objects, okay? It doesn't mean we can only work with ints here. The same way with lists, you can define a mutable set and read-only set. So let's, for example, have a set, for example, val, let's call it set of ints, like that. You can use the set of, okay, and you can create 1, 2, and 3. You can't technically add 1 and 2 and 3, same thing, but if you try to print that set, if you try to print it right now, you'll see an interesting result. You'll see only 1, 2, and here we go, 1, 2, and 3. Now, you can't add things to that set. Why? You can't have an add method. Why? Because this is a read-only set. If you want a set that you can manipulate its value, you can add, remove, and everything, you have to type a mutable set of. Okay, you can delete that because it can infer the type from here. And now you can add, I can add the number 4, I can add the number 5, and if I try to add the number 3, it won't get reinserted. And as you can see, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. That's the main thing about sets. You can convert sets into lists, for example, to list or to mutable list. For example, if you want to have a copy of that and you want to manipulate it in another way, that's one thing. And also you can convert lists into sets. So if I have a list of 1, 2, and 3, and 4. Let me have another 3 here, and let's just print that. Okay, if you run this, we will have the duplication, right? Because this is a list, but you can convert it into a set like that and run it. That way, this 3 will get cancelled, okay? No duplication in sets. The main thing to remember about that's the first thing about mutable and read-only set. That's the first thing. Now, if you go here to mutable set, the declaration of mutable set, you will see it is of type linked hash set. This means something. It means it will keep the order of the things as they get inserted. If I insert 1, 2, and 3, I will always get the order 1, 2, and 3. So if you try to use something like the following, let me delete that. Set of int, I can get the first element like that first. It will always be that one, okay? Because this is a linked hash set. You can use a different implementation of that set. Let me just use another set. You can use a different implementation of the set called hash set, okay? Not a linked hash set. Now, the difference between them are just about the performance, because with the linked hash set, you will store many things, so it will take more memory space than the normal hash set. Now, the reason it's named hash set, okay, let me just clear its implementation line here. Well, as you can see, we can't do that because this one will return a linked hash set, okay? So we shouldn't define it like that. We should define it like that because we should always depend on the abstraction, not on the concrete implementation. And here you can create a hash set, okay? Hash set, and well, you can do something like that directly. Well, let me just put it mutable set like that so that I can add things, okay? If I run it right now, you can see it's 4, 3, 5. As you can see, the first one is 3. Now, if you run it another time, it's 3, okay? It's always 3, so I don't know why. As you can see, it's always 3. Why? I don't know, because mainly I think the last one, let me try something else. Let me try something like 7 or 1. It will be the 1, so it will keep the last one. Okay, let me just add it at the beginning. It will be always 1. So it's taking the minimum 1. I think because hash set implements uses some kind of comparable things in order to compare the elements. That's why when you access things in the hash set, the result is unpredictable. But if you use a linked hash set like that, the results are always predictable. The first one will be that 1. If you try to get the last one, for example, it will be always that 3. That's the main difference between the linked hash set and the hash set. The last thing I want to mention here is that you can use many things in the sets, okay? It doesn't have to be that integers, okay? It can be strings, it can be custom classes. For example, let's define that class called person, okay? And in that person, let me have a name. This class can have person like that. Let me just delete that. Sets of person, right? And it will contain just mutable set of like that. And let's add some persons here. Okay, if you try to add a person like that, person A, h2, and let's print that. Now, if it won't get printed well because it's just class, if you run it, you will see those addresses here exactly. So you have to do something like the following. You have to override the toString. You can do something like that. toString. Now you can run it again to see that you have two things. Age, exactly this one and this one. Now, here is the catch. You will see something great right now. Let me add A and 2. What do you think will happen? If you run it, you will see 3 instances. Exactly. You will see a person like that and a person like that. A, as you can see, this is the same instance. It's not the same instance, but it's the same content, right? But we want this set to delete one of those, all right? The reason this thing is happening is that we don't have a hash method, hash code. If you implement a hash code, equals and hash code, for example, next, yeah, you can do just next. So mainly the hash code is something that you can use to differentiate instances, okay? So if the name is the same and the age is the same, the hash code will be the same, right? So that way, this set, we can delete that. That's the reason we call it hash set, because it uses hashes in order to compare instances, okay? Now, if you run it, you will see we will have only 2 persons, right? Always remember that if you have a class and you are using it in the sets, for example, or for example, in the hash map, okay? Because in map, we have to use keys, and keys need to have some hash, okay, in order to compare them. Always override and implement the method hash code and equal, okay? Now, the beauty of Kotlin that you can delete everything like that here. Can delete that, can delete all those, and just to have here data class, and everything will get implemented for you. Okay, now if you run it, we have the toString, the hash code. As you can see, the hash code is implemented, and always the equal. So always remember about this hash thing. Thank you very much for watching this video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and see you in the next videos. Salam alaikum.